Hey everybody, welcome to Wizard Lizard 2, Alpha number 10. I'm Matt Hackett.
I'm Jeff Blair.
We got something right off the bat that's brand new that you should notice if you have been watching these videos.
I don't see anything new.
What? What about this guy right here?
Oh, who is this guy?
Who is this guy? Raga, I need your help. Destroy 5 bat books in the library.
So this is the first iteration of a questing system that we're adding to the game. Who knows exactly where it's going to go?
Who knows?
Where it stops, nobody knows.
That's right.
No, but it's just a really simple way to kind of incentivize the player to do other things during their run. You know, so it's not just like room kill, room kill, room kill. Man, these globes are messing you up.
Yeah, they're pretty brutal.
So your quest is to kill 5 of the bat books, which I think we need a better name for those things.
Yeah.
But that is, you know, such as it is, the bat books.
You know, I was watching, what was it? It might have been a Nuclear Throne video or something, but they were talking about how you don't really name the stuff in your game. Your players do that for you.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's totally true because, you know, you could try to call it something. You could have the text in your game and everything, and if players don't like it, they're just going to call it what they feel like.
It's more of a suggestion.
Yeah, it's a strong suggestion. You know, I think of Zelda a lot. We cite Zelda all the time as one of our primary inspirations. And just last week, we were both kind of playing our favorite Zelda games and reminiscing and seeing what exactly it was that, you know, drew us so heavily into that franchise. And that's one of those games where the monsters all have really specific... Yeah, they're weird names. And it was interesting to see that I think in general you had a much better grasp of what those were, because we were looking at this text list of the monsters, right? And it was like, I mean, you know them better than me. So like, what are some of the weird Zelda names?
There's like, you know, Stalfos, which is a skeleton. There's the Zol, which is like the little gel things. Right. Or the big gel things. I forget which is which now.
Ooh, I got the quest.
Yeah. Quest complete. Destroy 5 bat books in the library.
And what do you get for that? Whole lot
Jack.
Of nothing.
Well, it's we have a plan. We have a plan.
We do. This is just the first pass. I mean, everything in baby steps, right?
Yes. So I think that hopefully next week we'll have some of the other pieces of that in place. But I mean, the basic idea is that as you complete quests, you're going to get rewards, and then that's going to keep you interested in the game. And oh, what is this?
This is new as well.
This is new.
Big key opens a big lock.
It looks like a little like Raga spine.
It is. So we'll get back to the Zelda names in a minute, but I want to talk about this super quick. So I noticed we wanted to have a new key as a big key, and we wanted to also have our previous small keys, I guess we're calling them. And I was waffling for a while. Like, I just was kind of stalling. I wasn't finishing that ticket of, you know, making graphics for it and stuff because I kept obsessing over, like, I want the door to match the key, and maybe we'll have some clever idea later for what exactly the theme of those two things should be, you know, like what should the key look like, what should the door look like, how should they look similar, and stuff like that. And then I was like, I'm just going to ship it because that's the way it needs to be, iteration, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, they don't perfectly match right now. Like, here, I'll remove the UI. You can see the door kind of looks like this, like the one we had before was just this spiky, you know, scary-looking door, and then there was a skull on the front, which I replaced with a lock, right?
Maybe we should give like the key a skull head and call it the boss key or something. Yeah,
maybe. I didn't have a real concise idea, so I went with my initial instinct, which I was like, okay, I got to draw a big key graphic, and you know, there being no other restrictions or requirements, I would probably just make it look like Raga, because I like Raga, and any chance we have in this game to reinforce Raga, I think is good.
Yeah.
So I just went with that, and I was done, you know, and we can always iterate on it all day if we really want to later on, but at least I finished it.
And this is some work has been done on this as well. I think this encounter is a little different than when we showed off last time.
Yeah, it's had a little more work.
Who knows if it's completely done, but it's kind of getting there to the point where it feels okay.
Yeah, so you kicked up the difficulty when he gets past a certain health threshold.
Yeah, he gets faster. He basically has the same behavior. He moves around and he shoots lightning 3 times in a row at you, spawns it right underneath the player, and then that just gets more quick after he's below 50% health.
Yeah, I want to show these real quick too. These are desks with inkwells on top, and when you destroy them, inkwells pop out.
Oh no, not an inkwell.
So they're kind of hazardous, but only if shenanigans happen.
They're kind of like the pighead tables in the kitchen.
Exactly. Yeah, they were totally inspired by that. Because what I was doing is I went through our monsters and I was looking at them and I was like, how have we not used these yet? How have we not harmonized them with other entities in the game? And
Crap.
that was one pretty major way. Was we didn't have any spawners for them, and spawners is like those are easy in this code. So it's like just ship it.
And what's funny about that is that when I had taken another pass at that boss room, I actually added the basic tables and I gave them inkwell drops when they were destroyed anyway.
You did. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, we both had the same idea. Does that hurt me? No, it doesn't hurt me. Which kind of reaffirmed to me that it must be a good idea.
It must be.
It must be, or else surely only one of us would have had a bad idea, right?
Surely.
Yeah. So we talk about naming a lot. I think especially early on in our careers, especially when we began working together, we obsessed over naming. We would have like these long conversations about variable naming and nomenclature, and then also the naming of our monsters and stuff. And here's an example. Like these are called slime in the code, and the reason for that is because in the first game, Wizard Lizard 1, the slimes behaved a lot like this, but eventually they became what we are now calling evil jellies. And so in the code, I would probably prefer if they were called jelly, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't care enough to go and change it in the code. Like I'm not going to take the 10 or 15 minutes it would take to do that just because I could fix some bugs in that amount of time. I want to get this thing done.
Yeah, it's really hard sometimes because we're very OCD. I think that's kind of getting back to the Zelda naming. Like one of the reasons
Exactly.
that I remember a lot of those names is because I remember like poring over instruction manuals.
Exactly, yeah.
And I don't know, for some reason to me I like correctness when it comes to things like that.
I do too. You want to be right.
You want to be right, yeah. It's like, no, it's not a centaur, it's a Lionel.
Yeah.
It's not a knight, it's a dark nut.
What do you call the ghosts?
Genies.
Genies?
Or it's like G-H-I-N-I.
Yeah, you remember those names. I poured over the instruction manual too, but you have got such a better retention on those names. I barely remembered any of them.
That's weird, man. My memory is kind of crazy. Like I remember just random video game things, but then I can't remember where I put my shoes or something.
Exactly. So we've been kind of erring on the side of we do name our stuff, but we recognize that they might not stick. Mm-hmm. And so like these are just called in the code, and what we call them, I think it's just clam.
Clam, yeah.
It's straightforward. Like we can come up with some crazy cryptic name. It's a Bustreos. Like what? We could try any kind of thing like that, but
I think that I don't know. I don't really love the Zelda naming convention just because I feel like it's a little bit divorced from what they are.
Yeah.
And I like things that are a little bit more like Evil Jelly. I think is good to me because it's like slimy jelly, fruitcakey thing.
Right.
So like it kind of makes sense. Like it can actually stick. I feel like.
Yeah.
Whereas something like, you see that skeleton in Zelda and you're going to call it skeleton. You're not going to call it Stalfos because why?
Exactly.
There's no connection there in your brain.
They're boomerang dudes. They're not. No, they're moblins.
Gorias, I think.
Like whatever, right? I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted because I do think that it's kind of cool that they have got these original names. And it's like, no, it's not just a goblin. It's a Zelda goblin, which is called something different. That's got its own mythology, and that has value to it. But I just like going with I think what the fans refer to them as. Ah, crap! I kind of wasted that. I should really get out of this body.
That body's almost dead.
This body's
useless.
rotten. Come get me.
Useless body.
Okay.
But to go back to the keys a little bit, we had talked a little bit on the forum, I think, and about the concept of having, something that would prevent you from going straight to the boss. Not necessarily because we want to restrict it to people that have explored the entire dungeon, but mostly just to give you a little bit more interestingness when you're going through the dungeon.
Yeah, for sure. That was close. Did you see that?
Yes.
that healing wand came up at just the right time.
It really did.
Because I didn't really want to... Knives are hard to play as, I gotta say that. They're pretty fun. They've got that great dash, which, Raga himself can't do. But they are very tricky to play as.
So I actually did change something about the knives, though. You can now cancel the knife dash.
Yeah.
So I haven't really played with it so much, but it does feel a little better.
What is that thing? Oh, the gas wand. Oh, do I have enough money? I do. Let's look at the gas wand. This is a brand new item.
Yeah.
And this one has been kind of designed unusually, I think, because we came at it from a different approach. A lot of times, like here, this pump kill, it was pretty much the concept and the art and everything just came out all at once. It was like you throw a pumpkin and it explodes into pumpkin chunks, and there you go, and it's all just done, right?
Right.
The gas cloud kind of came more from a concept which was kind of left over from my first game, Onslaught Arena. We really liked these gas clouds that the last guy, the Beholder, would drop, and we liked how they there was like this combo. You could combine the gas cloud with the fireball and light the gas clouds on fire, and it would deal lots of cool damage. And so that's kind of what we're going for eventually with the gas cloud, but we're working on it in phases. As you can see right now, it's just this big, green square, not very interesting looking. And let's see how it interacts with monsters. Can I find any monsters in here? Let's see, hopefully. Give me more monsters. I gotta kill some stuff. So let's see how this goes. Is it gonna mess up these pig heads? Or am I gonna get messed up? It's definitely poisoning them.
Yep.
Moving slowly. Oh, yeah, it did pretty good. So it's area of effect, kind of.
Right. It's basically a big gas cloud that poisons things inside of it and does a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because it's not terribly amazing in terms of damage, but it has it hits a lot of things, and it gives them status effects, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping I would get the gas cloud, the gas wand in the library, because it's really cool against the bat books, because this huge amount of bats gets thrown at you, and if you throw a gas cloud at them, it pretty much blocks them all and kills them all, and it's really fun.
Yeah, I like having different kinds of wands that are like more AOE versus more single targets. Kind of mixes up the playstyle a little bit.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot recently about how we want to make sure that not everything is too samey. Like we don't want every monster to feel exactly the same, which is a really hard balance, because we've also spent a lot of time recently talking about how we want everything to feel familiar, right? Like we don't want you to possess a new monster and be like, what is happening? Like, I have no arms, I have no legs, I don't know what's going on. I have to relearn all these game mechanics, and I'm totally confused, and I died, and it felt awful,
Right.
And so we're trying to balance that with like, it is familiar to you, but it also feels kind of new and fun. That's a hard line to walk, man.
In other news, game design is hard.
Game design is hard. Once again, yeah. I seriously, I swear we spend hours every week. I mean, the podcast and stuff especially.
Yeah.
But game design just seems to be the hardest part out of all the various hard parts.
That was kind of interesting. You found the big key very last.
Yeah. Whereas in the library, I got the big key first. There was some Legend of Zelda design examination or analysis we saw in Gama Sutra, where did you also nerf the knives detection radius?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
At least not intentionally. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. But it was talking about like how Zelda does all the things great that it does, and that's relevant to our interests because it's a game that we love, and game design is fascinating, and we're building a game a lot like that game. So, but one of the things that we really came away with was there was the author used some expression. It was like, repeat after me, chest before key.
Yes.
And we've been remembering that. And basically what it is here's this chest, and you can see that it's locked, right? And you can see that it's gold, and it's like gold and shiny and sparkly, and something good is inside of it, but you can't get to it yet, right? And that just really pulls you through the dungeon. Like when you see that right off the bat, or you see something you can't get access to, but you know that the game will eventually give you access to,
I think that's it's such a good mantra, and it has implications across not only just like the sort of micro game that we're talking about, where like you see a chest and you want to get the key for it, and then when you do get the key, you're like, oh, I know where that chest is, I'm going to go back and get that reward.
Right.
I think it also has a lot of weight when you're talking about like the metagame. I was recently playing Magicite, and one thing that's pretty interesting about what they do is like they let you choose like a class and like your starting equipment and stuff, and like they show you all the stuff that you don't have.
Right.
And so it kind of really promotes that idea that you want to keep playing, because you're like, and they show you how to get it too. Not only do they show you what the reward is, but they show you, oh, it's a 20% chance to get this hat when you do something in the game.
No.
And it almost gives you like these, organic quests, right?
Right.
Like, oh, if you do this thing, you get this reward. So that's pretty cool. Oh man, this is kind of a crazy situation.
I have been running nonstop for a while. These knives, man. This is nuts. I might be in trouble.
What do you think about the knife cancel dash?
Oh, it's way, way better.
Nice.
Yeah, you don't have to fly across the whole room. Although I think I have a preference to do that because I feel a little safer when I'm dashing. Okay, I can just keep... No! I keep jumping from unhealthy body to healthy body as long as I can. And I gotta deal damage to this kitchen boss, too, or I'm never gonna kill him.
No.
There we go. Oh, so you were talking the whole time. I'm like, I'm trying so hard to listen, but at the same time, I'm like,
I can't die.
I'm so dead.
Well, congratulations. You were able to do it under pressure and sort of keep up a conversation.
Thank you. I credit that to the new knife mechanic.
Hooray!
Now I'm in the non-attic, which is probably not the final-ish dungeon in the game. Let's see what we got here, though. House graphics, and hey, there's some inkwells, because why not?
Because,
Ah! Don't kill me! Oh, man. Anyway, what were you saying?
I was just talking about meta progression and stuff.
Yeah.
About how, showing rewards before rewarding is important.
Yeah.
And like, in Magicite, which is actually a game that came out around the same time as the Lizard 1, if I remember.
Yeah, I think it was eating our lunch a little bit.
Well, yeah. It's totally different kind of... I mean, it's still a roguelike game, I guess.
Yeah. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I think it's a superior game in a lot of ways. It's if nothing else, it's got that online multiplayer, which that's a killer feature, as we know.
Oh, man. I was playing with my brother, and it was amazing.
Oh, cool. So
much fun. But yeah, like, we don't do a very good job. What we could have done is like I think we had like the museum, but it wasn't in your face. It wasn't like, here's a list of all the things that you want to get, because every time you play the game, you see that you don't have them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's something powerful about starting up a game and then, hey, like, choose your race, and you're like, you don't have any choices, but here's all the things you could choose if you played enough.
Yeah, that's always bugged me about games. Oh, that was weird. Did you see that?
I guess we have that with when you start a Wizard's Lizard 1, you can see that you don't have these. You have these question mark classes that you don't have. So we did that okay.
Yeah. So when I play a game like, say, Oblivion, you don't get to play the game at all, and they're like, so which race and class do you want to spend the next maybe 100 hours playing as? And you're like, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? No idea. Whoops. Boom, man! I love telefragging.
Telefragging is so much fun.
I think Blink is my favorite item, and that might just be because we don't have killer bees in the game right now.
They're gonna make a comeback, though.
Yeah, they're gonna come back.
In fact, I should work on those.
I had another idea for what was it? A swarm of locusts, right? And I'm designing it out, and I was like, okay, this is just killer bees. I was like, maybe I should just we should just finish the bees, and I think
good.
Yeah, one insect-based weapon is probably enough.
So now you get to fight the kitchen boss again.
Yeah, hopefully I'll do better this time.
Although
I'm already kind of messing him up.
The telefrag does so much damage.
Blink is amazing. Oh, look at that! Bam.
Oh, yeah.
He's eating it. And I got plenty of charges. Yeah, this is good. You're done, sir. Oops, that was bad.
You're done. Oh no!
Okay, I'm getting too cocky now. I gotta go possess a pig now. Give me the pig. Pigs are really hard against pigs.
Yes, they are.
They're pretty strong against almost anything else, but against other pigs, they're pretty brutal.
It's really interesting because like it's almost you're incapable as a human of triggering your attack before the enemy pig triggers its attack.
Yes, you just cannot. You can't act faster than a computer, basically.
But I think it makes it so it requires some strategy when, pig on pig violence happens.
Pig on pig violence. That should be our tagline. Welcome to a Wizard Lizard 2 with pig on pig violence.
Yep.
That's a selling point.
So, man, you got messed up by knives.
Whew, I did. Only one hit from the actual kitchen boss. It was all just those ads.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's like I really love that organic difficulty where the longer it takes you to kill it, the worse it gets for you.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Oh, there's supposed to be some text here. It says like you died in, or no. Oh, this screen needs work. I'll just say that.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
When you die, it'll say like, "Oh, you perished in the kitchen" or whatever.
Right.
I think that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, but I didn't die. So this would basically be where the the ending credits would run if we had a complete game here. But yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for watching, and hope to see you next week.
Ship it.